tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.
Buenos dias. Buenos dias. All right, what's going on? A lot of stuff. 2.5 mile walk. Nice. Dripping. Gross. Good information. Good information. Too much information. All right. So let's see what's going on. We're going to talk about MT-GOX distributions, which pop quiz. What does MT-GOX stand for? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Yeah, it's decaf, bro. Don't stress. Don't stress. It is good, though. It's got a buttery, creamy stuff. Well, the cream is not. The cream is just cream. It's creamy. I can't taste caffeine anyway. I wouldn't know what the hell I was getting. If I was getting caffeine, not caffeine, I wouldn't know the difference. Magic the Gathering online exchange. Why doesn't Brandon help me with the program on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Because if someone's going to build all of this cool techie crap in the background in Node Market and all of these cool features, I mean, someone's got to build that. We can't be building and chatting now, can we? No. Good morning. 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 All right. So we will talk about MT-GOX, Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. They got hacked. 2014. Woe is me. Mark Karpellis. Oh, it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. And oh, by the way, I just found these tokens. Since you arrested me, I found these tokens. But the other ones really were hacked. So probably what happened is, if I was to guess, he did get hacked. He was keeping all of MT-GOX on a laptop. Freaking dumbass. Anyway, he got hit, and he probably had a couple 100,000 tokens in a cold wallet, and he just figured, tell everyone it's all gone, and I'll just pocket too. I don't know how he thought he was going to get away with it. Well, he didn't. He got arrested, and then he found those tokens. Oh, great. And if he hadn't found those tokens, there would be no tokens to be distributed. So when it's all said and done, there's 134,000 and change tokens. Anyway, we'll go over that. That's happening. Happening. And Bitcoin was kind of moving up. It touched 65K yesterday for a little while. Actually, this morning. Then it kind of sold off a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And interesting. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Michael Dell being orange pilled. And we'll talk about the Ethereum ETF to launch July 23rd. That's next week. And a day before Deadpool and Wolverine comes out. Dear God, man, can you ask for any more bullish week than next week? Deadpool, Wolverine, and Ethereum ETF. I think I just crapped your pants. Those of you out there, check yourself, because I think I just crapped your pants for you and not Joseph, who's probably still dripping. All right. So let's go to it. If you have any questions, as long as they're not asset, don't say, hey, should I buy this or buy that? We ain't talking about that crap. But if you have any questions that are a little bit more wide in their scope, then we could attack those, because that's what we do. All right. And remember, there are no dumb questions. There's only dumb people. Let's get over to what's going on with MT Gox. So we get this question a lot. Okay. MT Gox repayments. By the way, Kraken received a dump truck of Bitcoin, and that's what spurred all this. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's Germany all over again. 1942. Nope. Here it goes. At least some MT Gox creditors are expected to receive their repayments in the next 7 to 14 days, according to an email Kraken recently sent to users. I don't know if any of you are on that list. Kraken's one of 5 crypto exchanges, including Bitstamp, that is working with the MT Gox trustee to facilitate distribution of Bitcoin to the defunct exchange's creditors. The exchange confirmed that the email, which has been making its rounds on Twitter, is legitimate, but Kraken did not comment on whether its distribution will match that of other coordinating exchanges. And this is a quote: as we said in the email, we have asked clients to anticipate funds to be credited to their accounts in the next 7 to 14 days. So what is that? Well, let's get through it, but you can start in your mind. You can game this out. This is not complex game theory. This is a very simple, an iterative game. Anyway, the announcement comes more than a decade after MT Gox went bust, following a monumental hack and a series of legal issues. Previously known as the largest Bitcoin exchange in the world, MT Gox is set to repay billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin to creditors. Quote, we have successfully received creditor funds, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. People are going to sell the piss out of Bitcoin Cash. I don't know why this is even a thing. It'd be interesting is if people sell Bitcoin Cash, because they're getting equal parts because there was a fork, anticipating the Ethereum ETF, they cash out their Bitcoin and sell their Bcash. They sell their Bcash for Ethereum. So they get to ride that wave and they get to pocket their Bitcoin. That'd be interesting. Will that be my strategy? Well, it depends on how much I got coming. Anyway, please anticipate 7 to 14 days for funds to be credited to your account, said the people at Kraken. So the email's real. The transfers are real. This is happening, which is cool because it will get behind us. This crap needs to be behind us. Backdoor. Finito. Terminado. Todo. No mas. That's what we need. Anyway, earlier this month, Bitstamp told Decrypt that its agreement with the MT Gox trustee gives the company up to 60 days to distribute Bitcoin to creditors. However, Bitstamp said it will make payments as soon as possible. Earlier this morning, Bitcoin took a quick dip. Obviously, if you guys saw that, as wallets belonging to the trustee shifted $2.8 billion into a cold storage wallet. That wallet later made a $3 billion wallet transfer to an unidentified wallet. At the time of writing, Bitcoin's floating around at 63.9 and has gained 2% since this time yesterday. It was up at 65 earlier. Matter of fact, let's go take a look at that. Let's see where the old corn is. 64 flat. So there you go. It's not a poke in the eye with a stick. Anyway, pretty cool. It's worth noting that the transfers and creditor email from Kraken are happening exactly 14 years to the day after MT Gox completed its first ever trade. Isn't that weird? Back in 2014, the firm lost 850,000 Bitcoin due to an exploit. At least 90% of the Bitcoin lost belonged to customers. However, the exact amount of Bitcoin to be refunded to creditors is currently unknown. It's unlikely that a full 850,000 Bitcoin will be distributed because they didn't get the Bitcoin back. Now, did they? No. Without sharing the total planned distribution, Kraken said in its email that the MTGOC trustee has already determined how much each creditor will receive. Once we get that figure, then it's just, we can just math all this crap out. We just don't have that number yet. Market participants are expecting creditors to sell off at least a portion of their refunded Bitcoin. Agreed. Well, at least a portion. That means anything from 1% to 100%. A portion. Could be the total portion or a very small portion. Yeah, no shit. This has been one of the many factors that push the crypto markets down as of late. At first glance, the amounts seem much larger, but we should not forget that all of these crypto assets are for sale. This is FX Pro senior market analyst Alex No One Cares a bit of itch. The money will go to early crypto enthusiasts, not authorities who are legally required to sell Bitcoin. I would not be surprised if the actual transfers from crypto to fiat will be around 20 to 30%. Some experts believe that the end of the MTGOX fiasco and the German government selling seized assets will likely mark the bottom in Bitcoin. Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, let me make sure I haven't missed anybody. Where were we? Where were we? Hello? 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 Let's see. Why did we crap our pants? I was a few minutes late. Well, Howard, you crap your pants all the time anyway. So there you go. Joseph, let's see. Good morning, morning. Gotta get all of our good mornings in. Morning. How much will it cost for hardware services monthly? You're probably talking about Hypercycle. I don't want to go off on that tangent. I will say this, though. I will drop a little Hypercycle gem, a little potential excitement bomb. There's 3 or 4 partnerships. 3 of them are big, like big, lots of people partnerships. But they will drop those in good time when everything is signed and inked and all that. But they are good ones. So I'm excited about that. Many tens of millions of potential users. Let's just say that. That's all I have to say about that. But that's going to be a nice little Hypercycle bump. A lot of people are going to get caught on their back foot on that and be pissed off. Anyway, that they sold. That's what they get. These douchebags selling on DEXs like idiots. If you're one of the douchebags out there selling on a DEX when you have an OTC exchange, you're an idiot. And I'm being nice about it. You're really an idiot. Oh, it's just now, if you're buying on a DEX to take advantage of the price that might be beneath the OTC price, by all means, that's accretive. That's good for the community. But when you sell on a DEX, you shit on the entire community when you don't have to. It just means you're lazy. It means you're lazy. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait a day. I need my money now. Why? Well, I just need it. Why? To sit in your fucking MetaMask account and do nothing? Anyway, just saying that. Just putting that out there in case there's any of these douchebags from the, you know what community you're from, that are selling certain SNet ecosystem tokens on a DEX like a fucking dummy. Snickering, hee. My $400, my $900. Bunch of low rent ass dummies. Just dummies. Anyway, there. That's all I got. I don't really have a rant today. I'm not pumped up on caffeine, so I have to kind of fabricate a rant. That's it. That's what you got. You got a fabricated rant. Howard, are you happy? Okay. Let's see. Hello. When I split my Hypercycle from 8 nodes to 2 sets of 4 nodes, does it affect the tilling time? Nope. Doesn't affect the tilling. All right. So there we go. Yeah, semi rant. Hey, we just had a semi. Oh, that's gross. That's not what we meant. Why would anybody selling anything right now? I don't know, man. Hey, listen, different people got different play. Listen, I'm never mad at someone for selling. People got into this space to make currency units, I would assume. No one's here. I don't think anybody's here just for the lulls. I'm here for the lulls. People got into this space to make money. Maybe life can be weird sometimes. You could have some kind of crisis or some kind of event, or, it's time to plug in a new machine to your grandmother's pacemaker. I don't know. So I don't ever curse anyone that's exiting. Every one of us here at some point is going to exit some or all, like that guy said, some portion. Well, what an amazing, wow, you really stepped right out there with your proclamation. I believe people will sell some portion of their Bitcoin. No shit. What a genius you are. Use technical analysis to come to that incredible pearl of wisdom. Anyway, but if some life event happened, fine, do whatever you got to do. Or if you just made so much money, you're going to build a cloud city and you can just tell crypto to go F itself. Also fine. No one's, I know this whole diamond hand, that's all bullcrap. But if you're going to sell, don't shit on the community when you do it, which means sell on an OTC exchange if you can, or go sell on a really, really high liquid centralized exchange. So there's high and low liquid. High liquid exchange, Coinbase, if your assets offered there. Low liquid exchange, anything that's not Coinbase. It takes forever to get trades done. I mean, unless you can use Binance. It's Binance and Coinbase. For Americans, we can't use Binance unless you have a VPN. I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying one could if one wanted to. Binance is awesome, but whatever. And Coinbase is good. A lot of liquidity. Kraken is a good exchange. Terrible liquidity. Like, I don't know, probably 10%. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's dust compared to Coinbase. That's frustrating. So if you're going to sell, don't beat the community up because you want to exit. If you want to exit. Fine. Take your shit and go. It ain't no problem. No one's going to care. Nor will they even remember, unless you stick it to everyone as you're walking out the door. There are actually, this is the craziest thing, and we know who they are, because, man, Ethereum, you can go to Etherscan, look through wallets, you can see everything. People think they're being sneaky. They ain't being sneaky. There are early investors in projects that will sell right on a DEX like a dumbass. And then they'll have the audacity to say, who, me? Yeah, bitch, you. You punish the price in a low liquid market because you want your $6,000 right now. You cheap ass mofo. Oh, I could name names, but I shan't do it. Fetch is moving, you say? Let's look. Whoa. Looks like they've got the pump machine primed. Remember, they got to get their exit. Those douchebags got to exit. And if they got to exit, maybe we got to exit. I like that creepy voice I use when I go like that. Anyway, let's get back to the news because there's a lot of it. Okay, we talked MT Gox. We got it. We nailed it. To sum that up, what do we think is going to happen? We know that Bitcoin Cash is going to be sold like crazy. So if you own Bcash, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you, you better figure out what to do, and you have a few days to do it. I would not own one effing coin, not one. That thing is going to get punished. It's going to get like stomped. As far as Bitcoin goes, we know there will be a degree of selling. Like that speculation, there will be a degree of selling. What I don't know is if people are selling to cash or selling to Ethereum. I would be selling to Ethereum so that I can participate. One, I can exit myself from the downside of Bitcoin. Again, if I'm sitting on Bitcoin for years, I've been in coffee shops telling everyone I'm rich, but yet I drive it like a station wagon, whatever. So I would probably sell all my Bitcoin cash, put it in my back pocket. I would sell some of my Bitcoin, turn it to Ethereum to kind of mitigate the damage, maybe even half. So there could be a rush into Ethereum. And again, it's all speculation. There's no way to know what a big giant pile of people, there's no way to know. No way. But it's cool to think about. But yeah, Bitcoin Cash is going to cash. The Bitcoin itself, we'll see. Okay. So now let's talk Michael Dell. Everybody knows, but it seems like based on his recent comments on Bitcoin, it might signify more than just some kind of fad or passing interest. You had Fink, the Finkster. I'm sure he's never heard that. Came out in great support of Bitcoin. And then, of course, whimsical ass, wind vane, Jim Cramer. Oh, yeah, of course. What do you mean, of course, Jim? You were telling everybody sell, number go down. Dumbass. Anyway, then you get Michael Dell coming on, making some pretty interesting statements. And then you get Fink. So Michael, when Mr. Fink was, when the Finkster was talking about Bitcoin on CNBC, then Michael Dell retweets it. Fascinating. Hashtag Bitcoin. So the recent support of Bitcoin by Michael Dell, and again, this is Dell. It's not like some small time dude. He's you've heard of Dell Computers, Dell Technologies, that one, has sparked speculation about his potential interest for the digital currency. So kind of what's behind it? Well, Michael Dell, I think he was also, did he write Once You're Lucky, Twice You're Good, something like that? This is a guy who's made $1 billion in two different, like completely different industry. Pretty awesome. Anyway, twice a billionaire. So Dell is not a dummy. Anyway, founder of Dell Technologies, he made headlines for his positive views on Bitcoin. And this came on the heels of BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, acknowledging it as a legitimate financial instrument to which Jim Cramer nodded his head like a bobblehead dumbass. Dell showed support for Fink's stance by tweeting, fascinating, hashtag Bitcoin. This indicates a potential interest in the digital currency. He then did posted an image of a cookie monster eating Bitcoin on his Twitter account. Sorry, Twitter, formerly Twitter. Consuming Bitcoin. And then he launched a poll called The Most Important Thing, with Bitcoin winning the most votes. The choices were AI. This is how fucking stupid people are. AI, Bitcoin, love and relationships, or none of the above. And after 64,000 votes, which I think is more than the total amount of votes in the last election. But after 64,000 votes, Bitcoin by a margin won. Bitcoin was at 43.1%. Love and relationships was at 39.2%. AI barely edged out none of the above at 9.3%. What in the damn hell is wrong with people? Anyway, good for Bitcoin, I guess. So why does Dell, why do his comments even matter? Well, institutional investment potential, market sentiment impact, obviously, impact on trends in the tech sector, enhanced kind of public observation, strategic move for Dell Technologies, maybe? Let's go into it. A shift could be implied by Dell's tweet, showing that major organizations are beginning to invest in Bitcoin, not just psychopath Michael Saylor. Psychopath, degenerate gambler, tax evader, Michael Saylor. Anyway, Dell, a renowned technology entrepreneur. It's a weird word if you read it and you look at it. Entrepreneur. Anyway. Expressing interest in Bitcoin could lead Dell Technologies to contemplate investing in the cryptocurrency. So they could be holding it. They could be looking to purchase or just have already purchased Bitcoin to add to their balance sheet. This kind of thing could motivate other companies to follow suit, increasing Bitcoin's recognition as a valuable asset, enhancing its appeal to bigger investors, as well as smaller banks, provincial banks, credit unions, and eventually bigger banks. If Bitcoin got big enough, if Bitcoin got bigger than gold, banks would have to warehouse Bitcoin. They would have to put it on their balance sheet. I thought that number years ago. I speculated the number was like 35 to 40,000 banks would probably add it to their balance sheet. That has not happened. I don't think we're that far away. Maybe the number's 135,000. Maybe I was off by 100 racks. Whatever. Anyway, so when you get people like Fink and Michael Dell and all these guys coming out, it could lead other companies to follow suit. You're already seeing hedge fund and smaller fund activity, eventually pension funds, money markets. Like there is a giant market of institutional players that are kind of still on the sidelines. It'll be very interesting to see how many of these pins have to fall before, you get some institutional panic into it, some institutional FOMO. How does it, so you say, okay, well, how does it impact market sentiment? Well, Michael Dell's support of Bitcoin has potential to boost market confidence, right? They're like, well, Dell, billionaire, and he's a billionaire. These guys are, you might say, well, yeah, of course they're skinning it. They're selling it to you. Maybe. But in the same way that nothing the Fed does matters or has ever mattered, there's still a bunch of dummies that believe it does, and they act accordingly. This is instead of the Fed's monetary policy, which is performance theater, this is investment theater, investment performance theater. So Michael Dell's approval could boost trust among other investors, smaller funds, hedge funds, whatever, potentially even other tech companies, resulting in higher purchasing behavior and potentially causing, well, the Bitcoin price to go back up. Right now, they just got to buy these coins that were given back for empty gocks. Anyway, receiving support from well-known figures obviously results in increased attention and financial backing. I bet he's over 6 feet because CEOs are typically over 6 feet. That's why I could never be a CEO, not 6 feet. 5'9" does not a CEO make, except for Mark Zuckerberg. He's done pretty good. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I digress. Anyway, it will be interesting to see if, like, what the impacts are on trends that are in the technology sector. So you got Michael Dell remarking, oh, I like Bitcoin, Cookie Monster, yummy, this is cool, right? And then it could prompt other tech industry leaders to reassess it will have them at least consider, even if they just hear this news, that like, you just say, well, what's Michael Dell doing now? Is he a Bitcoin guy? Then you start thinking, well, Michael Dell's pretty reasonable. And no, Larry Fink, well, we know he's just skinning us all alive, but I mean, Michael Dell's not Michael Saylor. Like Dell is like, he's like a legitimate dude. He's not a creep. He's not a degen. He's not a gambler. So anyway, if Dell Technology starts to express curiosity in the digital gold kind of side of it, it could obviously motivate other tech companies to consider making very similar investments. Maybe not to the same scope, but you don't know. So it can create like a chain reaction of institutional interest and this idea of integrating Bitcoin not only into the tech sector, but just overall balance sheet safety and security, and also to keep some liquidity, some wet dry powder. Someone pointed that out. It's kind of funny. You have dry powder if you're liquid. Liquid, dry powder. Anyway, it is kind of funny. So that would improve the kind of Bitcoin's overall credibility. Fair play. All right. Enhanced public perception. So as a well-respected figure in the business world, and Dell is a legit business person. He's not, I've not read much about him that's bad. I've read several books that point out to the fact that he's pretty clever. So I don't know. Maybe he's grown weird in his recent years, but his, Michael Dell's positive view of Bitcoin is likely to enhance the perception of Bitcoin. Just, propagating out into society. So his endorsement could help dispel these lingering doubts about Bitcoin's legitimacy. Oh, it's only used for criminals and rapists, and all this kind of, or whatever kind of people buying nuclear weapons and drugs and fentanyl on black markets and shit. All that. Yeah. But you know what? You don't punish the money because people do crime. That's one of the dumber things we've ever done. You know why we started punishing the money? Because our justice system couldn't catch criminals anymore. Because the FBI is a bunch of fucking morons. And so since they couldn't catch criminals, they had to criminalize money. Well, we can't catch you doing a crime, but that money, so effing weak, man. Anyway, so anything you can do to kind of increase the perception of legitimacy or the legitimacy of Bitcoin and encourage more people to use the asset or to themselves warehouse the asset as a balance sheet function. Remember all those kind of funny things we were talking about, balance sheet skepticism and all these kind of funny ways that economists say that people aren't spending money or that people are scared. It's not that people feel broke. It's that just balance sheet sensitivity. Oh, right. Because your grandmother's like, I've got balance sheet sensitivity today, along with my involuntary bowel syndrome. Yeah. Come on, bro. Mofi should be broke. Anyway, strategic moves for Dell Technologies. Dell's interest in Bitcoin could be part of a broader strategic move for Dell Technologies. So if the company decides to invest in or accept or build in technology into or somehow integrate Bitcoin, it obviously opens up a bunch of new avenues for growth and innovation. It's pretty interesting. So this step could position Dell as a forward-thinking leader in tech because as AI is concerned, people are not talking about Dell. Not at all. So, but they're a force. They're still a force in the tech industry. So leveraging Bitcoin may help them stay ahead of or make up some of the lost ground from the AI, kind of their lack of real kind of substantive participation in the AI space, which again, that's the last race, right? Like, I don't know what the next invention is, but the very last one is artificial general intelligence. And that's it for humans. We're pretty much done. At that point, at least there may be other inventions, but they won't be made by human hands. So they're not keeping up, and maybe this is a way for them to keep up. So we'll see. So Michael Dell's latest remarks on Bitcoin could be indicative of a more significant development to come, or many developments. So whether or not Dell Technologies will make a move into Bitcoin, kind of hard to say. His endorsement, I mean, I would be shocked if he doesn't have exposure to Bitcoin at this point. But it highlights the growing kind of more mainstream acceptance of the cryptocurrency and its potential impact on society. So there we go. Michael Dell and Bitcoin. Ain't that something? Cheap viewers. Oh man. I think we're going to have to oh, did he already do sound? Yeah, it won't even let me delete his shit. What a douchebag. So there we go. He's been orange pilled. That's what I think. I think Dell got orange pilled. What say you? Did Michael Dell get orange pilled? Or did he get finked? Did he get finktered? We're just making up words, tapping on consonants. Oh, a bunch of bullshit today. Oh, dear God. Yeah, Dell's a good businessman. Dell survived the Red Sea of the PC market when the PC market was flooded with competitors. Yeah, he's a beast, man. Michael Dell's not a chump. That's why, yeah. So, and yeah, Trump is definitely a Bitcoin guy. He's doing a fundraiser at the at Bitcoin conference. He will be at the conference. Dude, people are like, he's just saying it to get elected. Bro, Trump is selling NFTs. He's made so much money in Ethereum, dude. Crypto may have saved him. Anyway, not the other day. What saved him the other day was Secret Service. And I know like a lot of people kind of joke about that, but Jesus, man, can you imagine what a damn mess the world would be if one of these jackwagons, oof, God. So there we go. All right. Oh no, it was somebody posted some crap. It doesn't matter. All right. Let's talk the Ethereum ETF launch, because that is coming soon. Almost. Why is XRP going up? What's wrong with these dumbasses? Listen, real quick message to the XRP community. If and when the SEC finally levies the fine against against Ripple, the company managing XRP, and Ripple, the company managing XRP, has a big giant pile of billions, many tens of billions of XRP that they sell every single month to fund their operations, because they are a company that cannot itself fund. They are a company that would have long ago been bankrupt were it not for a big pile of coins that they get for free and then sell at a discount, right? So they got caught. They pulled a shenanigan. Brad and Chris. So why would a settlement be a positive? I get that people are dumb and you think, okay, now we can move on. Where do you think they're going to get the money for the settlement, you dummies? They're going to fucking sell more XRP. You can't be this stupid and exist. You can't walk across the street without getting nailed by 40 cars. You can't be this dumb. They don't have the money to pay this fine unless they sell XRP. That's how it works. Why on earth would you be investing in that? If you believe that Ripple, the company, is amazing, you still would wait till after they pay the fucking fine. People can't be this stupid. People stupid. You know what? On the other side of it, someone reminded me the other day that if people weren't this stupid, most of us wouldn't be rich, because it wouldn't be so easy to win. So you know what? XRP to the moon, you fucking morons. Buy it all. Buy it. I hope you see that I am not giving financial advice, except to morons. This is for the what would dummies do crowd. Oh, wait, they don't watch this content anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Anyway, Ethereum ETF coming in hot. I think Craig, right? The best place to put USD is the basement, continues to follow full steam as a store value like BTC. Bam. All right. Well, meme coins. I mean, some of them are up quite a bit, but again, meme coins are meme coins. I don't think, even people gambling on meme coins, I don't think anybody's dumb enough to think that they have real value. They just know. I think the dumbest person in crypto probably knows, outside of XRP investors, the other dumbest person in crypto that's in the meme coin market, they know that they're just investing in bullshit, that there's no value. They get it. Okay. So let's talk the Ethereum ETF. So here's what we kind of know. There is speculation that Ethereum would likely outperform Bitcoin with the upcoming ETF launch from a variety of metrics. I thought this was a really good article, so I'm going to go through it because this guy, Steven Walgenbach, I think he correctly summed up the forces in play. So we'll go through it. It's good. It's a good way to kind of wrap your mind around what this ETF really means. So the thesis is that Ethereum would outperform Bitcoin following the anticipated launch of Ethereum exchange traded funds in the US, which is happening very soon. If you guys remember, we had our discussion yesterday, and Brandon and I came to the conclusion, although I had to drag him there, that we wouldn't get an Ethereum ETF launch this week because of the weirdness of these meetings that the SEC scheduled. It looks like the imminent launch of Ethereum exchange traded funds is on July 23rd, as reported by Bloomberg. Senior ETF analyst. Isn't it weird that he's become a ETF analyst? There's only one ETF, and this would be the second one. How he has become a senior, how there's a position for senior ETF analyst when there's one is mind-boggling. But I guess they got money to burn over at Bloomberg. Anyway, analyst Eric Balchunas, which he's pretty good actually. I do like listening to him. Like he's on the level. Anyway, this hype has generated substantial anticipation around the ETF. Simultaneously, a large transfer of 12,000 Ethereum to the US-based exchange Kraken by an anonymous entities raised questions about potential market movements. Amid these events, the crypto community remains focused on the potential impacts of ETFs and the ongoing regulatory discussions surrounding Ethereum's classification. Now, you have Bitcoin going to exchanges that in the next 7 to 14 days, some portion will 100% be sold. Some portion will be sold, period. So that's net negative for Bitcoin. Now, again, you could be overwhelmed with positive enthusiasm, yeah, rah, rah, whatever. Bitcoin, cool. Michael Dell, yeah, okay. It's weird that Dell and Fink are coming out right now this second as Bitcoin's pouring onto exchanges for the MT-GOX settlement. But that's neither here nor there. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. These things are not at all timed to regulate the market. No way. Anyway, a report from Kaiko suggests that Ethereum could soon outpace Bitcoin. I agree. In performance following the launch of the highly anticipated Ethereum exchange traded funds in the United States. One of the key metrics highlighted in this report is the Ether to Bitcoin price ratio, which measures the amount of Bitcoin that is required to purchase one Ethereum. Currently, that ratio stands right around 0.05, which is a notable increase from the 0.45 recorded before the SEC approved the spot Ethereum ETFs. This uptick signifies a rising price of Ethereum relative to Bitcoin. So Ethereum's getting more expensive, suggesting growing investor confidence in Ethereum. And, well, it doesn't have to be confidence. It can just be speculator interest also. So let's not assume. The report also mentions Ethereum's 1% market depth as a potential catalyst for an upcoming Ethereum bull run. Market depth is a measure of the liquidity in a market. So lower liquidity results in higher volatility, as you guys know, from these low liquid assets that we all trade, whereas higher liquidity tends to stabilize market prices despite large orders, meaning selling on a DEX, nuking the liquidity pool versus selling on a very liquid exchange like Coinbase or something like that, where you could sell a ton of coins and won't make a difference. So it indicates that any significant buy orders at this point, because there's not a lot of Ethereum floating around apparently, could drive prices sharply higher. Supporting this price surge is the Ethereum Exchange Reserve. So this is a metric tracking the amount of Ethereum available for purchase currently on exchanges. What's the current exchange float? So this reserve is at multi-year lows. A lot of that is because a lot of Ethereum is locked up in staking. You get staking rewards. You don't get that for Bitcoin. So because Bitcoin is proof of work and Ethereum is based on proof of stake. So there you go. Yay. Anyway, the amount of Ethereum available for purchase on exchanges is low. Currently, it's at a multi-year low. And this hints at a potential supply shock driven by institutional demand to fill their Ethereum ETFs. What other supply shocks have we seen? Oh, yeah, the whole fucking planet in 2020, 2021. Oh, yeah, we're still dealing with it. So you have Ethereum reserves at multi-year lows. You have a bunch of Bitcoin selling that's about to happen. You have, let's say low liquid, because Ethereum is pretty liquid, but less liquid than Bitcoin markets. You have the ETF, and so all of this could create a supply shock, which could also be driven by institutional demand as they fill up their Ethereum ETFs. So this kind of net scarcity could propel Ethereum prices significantly higher as people scramble to get Ethereum. Ideally, you're selling it as people are panicking into it. The problem is none of us know where it couldn't go. I don't know where I would exit. And I bought, in my mind, I have two investments. I have an investment in Bitcoin. Sorry, I have an investment in Bitcoin and an investment and a trade in Ethereum, right? So one pile of the Ethereum was just to run through the enthusiasm of the ETF, and the rest of it is an investment that I will sit on. Not forever, not till my cold dead hands, not like that, but for a while. Because I think you could get a 2 or a 3x out of this thing. Anyway, despite the positive outlook, Ethereum regulatory status does still seem to be a heated debate. In June, the SEC dropped its investigation into the smart contract protocol, a move that some attribute to the agency's desire to avoid potential embarrassment because except for Ripple, the company, which just shows you how classy Ripple is. Just about every case the SEC brought has been a loser. They just get their ass kicked. Every time they go into court, they get their ass kicked, except against Ripple. And they half got their ass kicked, even in that one. They just regulate through indictment. It's pretty slimy. Anyway, the regulatory landscape is not quite settled yet. So the chairman of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, recently argued that Ethereum is a commodity and falls within their agency's purview, adding another layer of complexity. So now they're all fighting. No, it's mine. It's mine. So while the cryptocurrency market braces for the launch of Ethereum ETFs on July 23rd, the potential for the ETF for the ETF to push Ethereum into some kind of outperformance of Bitcoin. So Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Ethereum in this situation looks primed to perform better. It seems like that's a very plausible outcome. I can't imagine with all of the Bitcoin getting dumped on markets and an Ethereum ETF and staking, which is hoovering up Ethereum, that those two things are going to just be in lockstep. I just don't think so. You'd almost think they're quasi inversely proportionate. But anyway, so with key metrics such as the Ethereum to Bitcoin price ratio, market depth, Bitcoin locked up in private wallets, Ethereum, well, Bitcoin too, but Ethereum locked up in private wallets and Ethereum staked, as well as institutional investors trying to inject substantial capital into their own Ethereum ETFs. You have, in the coming weeks, probably a pretty significant turning point for leading altcoin. And wouldn't it be interesting if you got a 3x and change? So at 11,500-ish, Ethereum would flip Bitcoin. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's weakly plausible, very weak. It's not in my list of likely outcomes, but it is a marginally plausible outcome if Bitcoin was to really get kicked in the nuts due to this selling from MTGOX. We'll see. So obviously the regulatory environment is, that's in the background. And that will definitely shape the future of other ETFs, Solana and crap like that. But there we go. So it does look like the launch for Ethereum is set for the 23rd of July. Amid quite a bit of market speculation, the cryptocurrency community eagerly awaits the launch of spot Ethereum ETFs, anticipated to happen sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. Sooner is later than right now. What a weird statement. Anyway, Bloomberg senior ETF analyst announced that the Ethereum ETFs are slated for launch on the 23rd. This apparently coincides with the Bitcoin 2024 conference. Again, weird. And adding to the excitement and speculation surrounding the introduction of these financial products. So The SEC requested prospective issuers to resubmit their final S1 forms by Wednesday, tomorrow. And that step is crucial in the regulatory process. It ensures that all documentation is up to date and SEC compliant. The SEC's approval of 19B4 filings, that's the first one they file where they state the kind of the nature and the design of their various spot ETFs. That was back in May. It marked a pretty noticeable shift in their stance, indicating a willingness to embrace these new financial products and instruments, really. So the potential for last-minute delays does remain. The SEC continues to scrutinize final submissions, but it won't be BlackRock's. I assure you that. BlackRock. Anyway, the approval process for ETFs has historically been fraught with a fair degree of uncertainty, and the Ethereum ETFs, well, no exception, right? So despite this, the current trajectory suggests that the July 23rd launch is on track. The impending launch of Ethereum ETFs has generated a mix of excitement and caution among caution. We're not at all-time highs. I don't know how much caution there is. Anyway, there's a lot of debate back and forth on FinTwit regarding the demand that these products will attract and the overall performance of the market. Of course, you have some people like, it's going to go down. Like, what? Why? That doesn't make sense. Stupid. Stop it. So, but anyway, banking giant JP Morgan expressed skepticism about the performance of Ethereum ETFs, predicting that they will underperform compared to Bitcoin ETFs. No shit. Like, obviously, these guys go out on a limb and say nothing. They're like, we have a special report from JP Morgan. Today may or may not be cloudy or sunny or rainy. There will be temperature, we think, but not for sure. Go ahead, invest on that. That's what our deep in the weeds analysts concocted. What? If you're gonna say something, say something. Old half-ass nothing. Anyway, this cautiously, possibly optimistic, but mostly skeptical outlook is based on the historic dominance of Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market and its established presence as a store of value. Also, MT Gox, man, you got to look at all of this information at the same time. You can't just pick and choose your information and put out stupid, oh wait, you can, because you're JP Morgan. So clueless, God. Anyway, conversely, crypto native firms like Gemini are more optimistic about the potential success of Ethereum ETFs. These firms argue that Ethereum's versatile blockchain technology and its widespread use in decentralized applications, dApps, and smart contracts provides a strong foundation for sustained investor interest. Bullshit. That's not why people care. With Bitcoin and Ethereum, no one cares what they do. Its number go up. Let's get all that other crap out of our minds. No one's Bitcoin's going to change the world. We're going to bank the unbanked and it's going to make it where bullshit. No one cares about that. Really, if we're being honest, at 3 a.m., if we wake up at 3 a.m., so why do you care? Number go up. I just want the number to go up. Yes. No one gives a shit about, Ethereum's, Gemini. Why? Because that's the Winklevoss twins who got Ethereum at $6. And they have tons of it because they gambled and the gamble paid off. But don't pee on me and tell me it's raining. Like, these guys are such scumbags. So anyway, God. Coinbase is bullish. Well, no shit, because they sell you Ethereum. And if you sell your Ethereum, they make a fee. And if you buy Ethereum, they make a fee. Coinbase is bullish. So they have Coinbase is kind of like JP Morgan. We have both a bullish and bearish scenario. Oh, okay. Got it. So researchers at Coinbase, these guys are like 16, anyway, have taken a balanced view, suggesting that the impact of the ETFs, the Ethereum ETFs on the crypto market could go either way. Whoa, you guys really got out in there. You're really on the podium. According to their analysis, right? The key determinant will be the volume of inflows. Whoa, brain melting. So if more people are pushing Ethereum to the exchanges, they're going to sell. But if less people are going to be net buying. Crazy, mind-blowing shit these guys come up with. If institutional and retail investors for substantial capital into these ETFs, it could drive up the price of Ethereum. Okay, wait. So what you're saying, Coinbase researchers, is if people buy Ethereum, it will go up. Weird. That would trigger a bullish market trend. I'm reading this as they wrote it. On the other hand, if the inflows are lackluster, it might dampen market sentiment and lead to bearish outcomes. They literally said, they're researchers, this is their research report. If Ethereum goes up, it could be good. But if it goes down, it could be bad. Whoa, this is, I hope you guys are, how do you sit when you're getting just bukkakied with so much knowledge? These guys at Coinbase, they should write books. What could or couldn't happen if it does or doesn't, which makes things good or bad, or both, or neither. We'll tell you all about, or not much about, some or all of it. The launch of Ethereum ETFs is expected to have far-reaching implications for the crypto market. ETFs offer a regulated and accessible way for investors to gain exposure to cryptocurrencies without having to directly purchase and manage the underlying assets. This is also my problem with ETFs, is that then you spin up all the options chains against it, and you suddenly have paper synthetic Ethereum, paper synthetic Bitcoin, where people trade the paper or the options against the paper and never the underlying asset. And then it starts to get real gooey as to what's real and what's not. There's already like 500 ounces of paper gold, synthetic gold, for every 1 ounce of actual gold. So like if everybody wanted their gold, they couldn't get it. This is going to be the same situation. If everybody that had ETFs said, no, I want my actual Ethereum, they couldn't have it because there's going to be too much derivative exposure. But that's another problem for another time. Right now, we want our 3X. We want that number to go up. This discussion at 8 or 10,000 per Ethereum is a lot different. We're not there yet. Might get there. So anyway, all of this could open the door to a new wave of institutional and retail investing, bringing in much needed liquidity, and hopefully stabilizing the market. Yes, all of these things are true. Moreover, the introduction of Ethereum ETFs could enhance the legitimacy and acceptance of cryptocurrency in traditional financial sectors, as well as more financial products that may be tied to cryptocurrencies could become available, and mainstream adoption is likely to increase. Well, of course, adoption is likely to, everything is likely to, man, God, nobody here, read these articles, no one actually has an opinion. They're not like those TA morons on Twitter that make all sorts of predictions that are just gargantuan stupid, and they never happen. And these dudes have hundreds of thousands of lackey dummy followers that are just dummying their way into giving all their money to us through stupid leverage. Anyway, all of this is pro crypto asset. It's pro kind of money 3.0, whatever. But yeah, so that's where we're at. That's it. There was some people that some whale wallet transferred a bunch of Ethereum onto the exchange. They may want to exit. It's like 12,000. Someone put 12,000 Ethereum in Kraken, which is kind of dumb. Unless there's a business reason. Kraken is not liquid. So if you really wanted to sell that, you go sell it OTC. If you really wanted to sell it, you go sell it on Coinbase. The fact that they put it in Kraken means they want to create a panic of some kind. So this is probably spoofing. This is probably someone moving the coins and they're going to move them right back. I doubt, you'd have to be a damn fool to think that this is the way to get out of Ethereum. So my guess is this is just a spoof. Oh, panic everyone. So people used to panic just with a transfer like that. Now, these days, no one even cares. They're like, shut up. You're not the German government. We are not scared of you. Neither is the Führer. Anyway, Potential impacts on price. I'm not going to read that part because that's where the guy gets kind of stupid. So that's what we got. We have Michael Dell is bullish, and empty Gox coins are going into society, and the Ethereum ETF launches likely next week. Whew. Looks like we nailed it. Algo going to the moon. Yeah, if the Earth is here and the moon is down here. Anyway, let's see. Initially promised to leave the chat open yesterday and only shut it down mid-conversation. No, we can't. Here's what happens. We don't have any control over that, Howard. When we're in StreamYard and if Brandon or I or both of us back out, we don't have any control over the chat. And once the show is done, it goes from live chat to, you can post in the chat, but it's not interactive. So you can post comments on any video at any time, but it's not going to be in the same live chat. It goes from live chat to after the fact. Anyway, we don't have any control over that, buddy. We do not. Okay. So we talked about a lot of stuff today. Great. So we covered Bitcoin's doing fine. It's about to hit 65. Woo woo. About to hit 3,500 Ethereum. Woo woo. XRP, dummy's going to dummy. Cardano, Charles is going to cry. Matic, people haven't paid attention yet, but I think layer 2 is going to do just fine. Cosmos, no one cares. Filecoin, people will care. Where did I get? Filecoin's doing pretty good. One last one. 3, should have to check. Anyway, that one turned out to be a good one. I think I did that one good. Yeah, 13%. Anyway, optimism. People aren't, I think optimism is going to be good. We'll see. Graph token, no one cares. Algorand, really no one cares. Arweave, suspicious behavior. Jupiter, looking good. Let's make money off all those spammy Solana douchebags. AGIX, better up than down, I guess. Watch them ratios. Fetch having an okay day. Cool. We'll take it. Haven't seen, well, I mean, it's down from 347, so it's not exactly like putting in a banner performance, but still up 518 on the year. It's not bad. It's not nothing. Sia coin. If you were anybody that was a Sia coinillionaire for a few $1,000, kind of cool. Ocean tracking AGIX. StoreJ, yay. My God. Anyway, digital data, love it. Singularity DAO, dumpster fire. Rejuve, dumpster fire. Sophia, dumpster fire. NoNet, dumpster fire. Hypercycle, inbound. Partnership announcement inbound, but I can't. It's a big one. It's a big one that everyone here's heard of. Everyone, like everyone. So that's going to be interesting. When that thing drops, I think it's going to be pretty cool. Okay. Let's call it a day. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything but porn. Solve a drunk. Starting on meth. Grandmother, who is a complete grifter, wouldn't do. And guess what? She would do everything because she's a grifter. She's like a legit crook. And I think pretty much everybody in her immediate descendancy is also, well, I don't know if they're crooks. They're lawyers. Same. Corporate lawyers. Just snakes with different scales and different rings. Remember, yellow before red and you're dead. Red before yellow likes a fellow. That should keep you alive. That should keep you alive in the jungle. There you go. I just saved you from dying. Well, I don't know if I'd save you. Because if you got bit, what difference? You're going to die or you're not. But at least you could like look at the snake and be like, oh, I'm safe. This is just a bite that's going to become gangretic and I'm going to lose my leg. But I won't completely die. Of course, when I lose my leg, that jaguar in the tree is going to eat my ass. Maybe the cannibals will get to me first. Hey, that should be a new book. Maybe the cannibals will get to me first.
If you're an accredited investor and you want in on Angel, Seed round or early round equity and token opportunities in the artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency space. Schedule an interview at nickblacknext.com. In life, you can either be really good, really lucky, or just be first. Being first is so much easier. Schedule a digital private client interview today at nickblacknext.com.